Greetings there, fellow travelers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, Episode 4, Nibbles. Claystone. So now I'm in sedimentary levels. Different stone base. Which is funny, because like I have never really seen claystone in my own playtests, as my my home seed was bugged and didn't have... It only had igneous levels. It didn't have metamorphic or sedimentary levels. And I didn't know it because I didn't know the game well enough. Chicken of the Woods. Chicken of the Woods is tasty. Called Chicken of the Woods for a reason, I suppose, right? It becomes a lot easier to feed yourself once you start farming and cooking. Cooking obviously raises the yield of the things that you're cooking. And then once you're farming, you can get a lot of crops really, really efficiently from some basic farming. And also you eventually gain access to bows and hunting and things like that, and then you can also feed yourself through hunting as well. Which is pretty good. Pies are really great. Agreed. Fruit pies and meat meat stews and just all of it. Just all of it. So we're pretty close to that sand field or the gravel field that I had identified that I wanted to get to. We're far enough away from home that like I don't care about blue clay this far out. We're not going to run out of blue clay near where I intend to build the base. So marking it down is really unnecessary in my opinion. Blue clay is really common. If you, at this point in the game, didn't find... if you haven't yet found fire clay, always mark down fire clay unless you know where it is. Oh, here we go. Native copper bits. We're pretty far from home, but I'm going to mark this down anyway, in case I need more copper. And let's look around to make sure there's no extra bits. And you can find native copper bits, like, really anywhere. As I said before, they're just a lot easier to... Oh, here's some more. They're just easier to spot in gravel fields because of the lack of foliage. I think those are the only bits from this area. So I had, what, 33 copper back home, something like that? So I really only need like 10 in order to fire up my first set of copper tools. So I'm not really here looking for too much. Not asking for too much from this field. Oh, that's a wolf. Let's go the other way. Kind of a nice coastline here. It's pretty. I mean, it's all claystone sand and gravel. But the beachfront is sweet. Very traversable. Now, unlike Minecraft, there's not the methods of traversing. This is just like, oh, here we go. Here's some more. The methods of traversing this game are like raft, which isn't particularly fast or efficient, and like teleportation, and like nothing in between. It's one of those that I suspect they're going to add to it at some point, but there's no like minecart, mine rail, going to the nether and cutting down your movement speed by like, 7/8. There isn't stuff like that, but there is teleportation, which I've never used and don't know anything about, so don't ask me, because it's way beyond as far as I got in the first 20 hours of this game. I just know it exists. Thanks to the wiki. So I've 8. Oh, here we go. Native copper bits. Let's mark this down too. I probably have enough to smelt the starter tools, but like while I'm up here, I might as well just grab whatever's like really easy to find. I'm not going to overspend time because I have all the copper that I need. I'm just going to do a quick run through because if I ever want to do a lot of copper mining, like if I want an abundance of copper for, let's say, a giant run of bronze, it's nice to know where the copper is so that I can go exploit it easily. Plus, Copper is just any metal, like literally any metal opens up a lot of opportunities. You can start forging armor and weapons out of bronze is obviously better, but like copper's gonna get you pretty far away. You know, basic copper armor is still pretty good. I would, if it was up to me, probably skip it and go straight to bronze, as bronze armor is going to be better enough that it's worth the wait. But there's nothing wrong with a set of copper armor. And then, you know, there's copper lamps. Exactly. There's a lot that you can do with copper. Because the higher quality metals might open up additional... you know, extra options. But, like, for basic stuff, use the cheapest metal that you can get your hands on. Like lanterns and you know, and basic tools, right? Like I'm not gonna want to waste like black bronze on like a farming hoe, right? That's absurd. Unless you have so much black bronze you're like drowning in it. It doesn't make any sense. What is this? Shale? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna mark shale down. As odd as that sounds. Might be useful later on to know where some shale is. Yeah, if you want to commit to making a steel hoe, like, have at it, dude. But steel was so hard to make in this game, I would cherish it. Unless you're so wealthy that you can throw that weight around. Maybe that's you. Maybe you are. I'm not. I'm not going to have steel for... Oh, man. I would say a dozen streams would be the minimum requirement. It's that difficult to make. Okay. I have enough that I feel pretty confident I'm going to start returning home. So let's remove this head here marker. Doesn't pop up on my bar. My minimap. And start working our way back. Hoping to forage as much as I can. And avoid, like, the densest part of the forest as well. Mature spelt. Hell yeah. So I'm starting to get spelt seeds. And spelt grain. Which I could eat raw. But it's probably better if I don't. So grains will last. Will keep a while. And you can use a quarn. To be able to process them into flour. And then add a little flour and water together, and you'll get breads. Definitely more satiating to go that route than just eating them raw. There is fire clay here. I'm going to mark it down. In case, like, the other node of fire clay that I know about runs out, which I doubt will happen. But fire clay is one of those, like, you know, if you're doing a lot of refractory bricks, if you're doing steel smelting. So this is way beyond the point that you're going to see in the stream. But essentially, working iron, going into the Iron Age, requires you to have bloomeries. Bloomeries require fire bricks. And they get used, a lot of your fire bricks get used up every time you run a firing of a bloomery. You build a bloomery, you bake it, kind of like a pit kiln. And then you have to then break open the bloomery to retrieve the iron, or, well, let's just say iron for now. To retrieve the iron out of it, which means that you burn through a whole lot of fire clay bricks in order to do it. So, if you're really making a lot of iron ingots, or iron blooms, from a bloomery, you're going to go through a lot of fire clay. Ooh. What ruin is around here? I don't see a vessel. A little stuck. I've also not seen any Terra Petra, which is a really good farming soil. Worst case scenario, you can use medium fertility soil and use fertilizer on it. Low fertility soil should just be avoided because this sucks. Medium fertility soil is okay-ish. And if you pair that with some fertilizer, you can get decent yields from it. Or you can try to make your own fertile soil. It's not as good as Terra Petra, the really rare high fertility soil. Oh god, that's a bear. And I'm dead. Bear ate me. I got stuck in a hole with the bear. Okay, well this sucks, because I have to go then run back to where I died. And retrieve my stuff. Potentially in the dark. I'm gonna get some grass and some sticks for torches. Yep, that happens in this game. It's pretty easy to just die. Now in my difficulty, there is I will glow in the dark briefly. I don't know how long it is, but I glow in the dark to make like corpse running a little bit easier, so you can kind of see like a cyan glow to me right now. My stuff just dropped where I died, so I can go retrieve it. Generally speaking, if you get killed, you won't get corpse camped. Like the thing that killed you gets removed from the area. So, provided I don't like get murked on my back, like that bear probably shouldn't be there. But here I'm gonna nap myself a. I didn't find flint, but it doesn't really matter. Basic knife blade, so I can collect grass to make a torch, so that in the dark I have at least a fire source. Stuff does eventually despawn, but it takes a while. Yeah, I've never had a despawn on me, but I usually hustle back pretty quick. I need one more stick. Stick! Come on. Oh, yeah, here we go. Little fire starter. Oops. Misclicked. Oh. Not bad. Got a first try. Okay. I'll make the run back a little bit easier. Also, my satiety or food or whatever kind of gets reset a little bit. So I'm hungrier. So I'm going to want to resolve that as well. This is why I didn't want to like build in deep forest, because deep forest has really often tricky to traverse terrain, and animals traverse it just fine. But me, the human, not so much. Kind of hard to run away from a bear when it's like just vertical terrain everywhere. So it is really hard to outrun them. Gives them the home field advantage, and makes for one very dead seraph. And you're not like human, you're called a seraph, like as in seraphim, as in we're angels or something. I don't really know the lore of the game, so you're gonna have to Google if you want more info. Because I did not spend a lot of time trying to figure out beyond the basic survival mechanics, the lore. I don't know it that well. How far am I? Oh, it's not too much further. Interesting that I need to pass over, like, really cold mountain to get there. So there's one real big advantage to going to sort of glacial mountains. is glacier ice does not melt and is semi-transparent. It's like translucent. So it can make for pretty cheap and easy windows or greenhouse glass. Because there's a bit of snow, as you can see, snow-capped mountains here. I'm probably not going to climb all the way up because that's like up. I don't need to be that high up. Plus, it's cold up there. I don't think, because you start off in like summer, I don't think my body temperature would be affected all that negatively if I went up there right now. But I don't need to get my body, so I'm not going to bother. We're weird noodle angels. Yeah, we can go with that. Oh god, that's going to hurt. What is this? Oh, it's a puffball. Are they edible? They are. This terrain is rough. Oh, you know, why didn't I just... Why climb up? I could just go around. Whoa. So when I first played, like, one thing that was really funny is, I got murdered by, like, wolves and bears. They, like, teamed up and just ate me, trying to learn the game. And then I respawned, like, directly on the bear that ate me, by chance. And then respawned again directly on that same bear. Again, by chance. I just kept spawning roughly in the same spot and just getting spawn camped by the same bear. So it can happen that you just get screwed. RNG is just like, sorry, but this game is hardcore. And your luck is bad. Goodbye. So, hopefully that doesn't happen here. Because I don't want to have to keep running back to my body. Because I was holding the copper that I kind of like vitally need in order to progress in the game, so it would be very, very bad if I couldn't get it back to it. Be unfortunate for sure. I'm not much of an acrobat. Dig with my hands. I don't know the despawn timing by memory, so I can't answer whether it's a good idea to sleep or not. I'm not going to. Your character doesn't really need sleep. Plus, I'm so hungry that if I slept right now, I'd wake up starving. So it would be in my own detriment, dramatic detriment, to sleep right now. Because I wouldn't have enough food to live. I would just die again of starvation. Sleeping is a luxury when you have the food to wake up to eat. If you do not have the food, do not sleep, or you die. We're almost there, though. Sorta. Oh, more native copper bits. Mark it down. Because it's possible to get enough native copper bits to maybe make a third tool, like maybe a axe. I would say the third tool being an axe is a good idea because in order to fire up a lot of metalworking, you're gonna need a lot of charcoal. So charcoal is essentially just like pits of wood that you burn in low oxygen environments, which I will probably soon demonstrate as soon as I get my first copper tools. And in order to source that wood, having a copper axe is kind of nice. Otherwise, you're going to go through like a bajillion flint axes and lose your mind. Come on, bear. Don't be around. Too bad bears aren't scared of fire or something like that. There's no, like, bear spray. Oh, Was that a bear shadow? God, it is. Hmm. Yeah, you can see the bear just sort of like chilling right there. And no, a bed won't give me a spawn point. Spawn points require something that I do not have and won't likely have for a while. The other thing I could do is dig my way into like this hillside and sleep and hope the bear isn't there in the morning. Or alternatively, I'm going to go for a third option here, which is to grab my stuff and be able to hide in a hidey hole real quick. So that's what I'll try to do. So in order for that, I need to nap myself probably a shovel. I'll try to find another stone. Here we go. Loose flint. That will work. Because I'm in no position to kill a bear. Like, that's not going to happen. There's some ways to, like, sort of cheese combat. Like, find high ground that is impassable to the animal and, like, throw stones at its head until it dies. But, like, bears are so tanky that that would take me ages. So what I want to do is I want to get as close as I can get, dig myself, like, a little escape cave, and then, like, grab my stuff and go into the cave and, like, build a wall. I'm just trying to spot the bear before I get too close, because I don't want it to just grab me again. Throwing spears is also pretty effective, but I would need I would need a lot of spears, and I would need safe high ground. Easier said than done. I'm like right up on top where I died. Alright, I don't know if this will work. The other thing that would be good for me to get first is enough dry grass for a bed. Although, the issue with that is I don't have a lot of food. So even if I did try to sleep, I would wake up extremely hungry. The hope is that the, like, bear goes away after the passage of time, but there's no guarantee that that will happen. Wish I had more food on me. I'd forage for it, but, like, in the dark, it's kind of hard to find. I need 4 more. 1, 2... This is Desperation Tactics 101. Oh great, now I have to find my little hidey hole. Should have marked it down. Thought it was right here. Yep. I thought I died right here. My stuff may have despawned? This is where the rip is. I don't hear the bear. It's one of those situations where like I don't want to go looking for it. I'm gonna go with I likely lost my stuff. Looks like I took too long. Being camped by a bear and all. So, I'm gonna cut my losses. Delete this rip marker. This is going to be a cave bed. And I'm gonna go back to the gravel fields. Now, unfortunately, the biggest loss I would say would just be the copper that I had and then the baskets that I had made. But I can make the baskets again with just, come on, with just reeds that I find. Back to copper finding. Exactly. It's just chance, it's luck. You know, these things happen. So we'll go back to that. Should be, what time is it? Time. It's 3 in the morning, so it should be getting light out soonish. But yeah, one thing that you might have noted is like, even if I was like trying to heal myself, there's no out healing a bear when you're naked. Like, it's just gonna maul you to death in a second or two, and you're just done. You're done. There's no like, there's no tactics or strategy when you're like point blank with a bear that's going to afford you some semblance of a victory. You're just dead. That's honestly the way it should be, in my opinion. Hardcore like that. Alright, let's hope I can forge up some grub, because my character's rather hungry. So current priority, let me update, is find more copper. So I have a little bit in hand. I need more than this. Thank goodness. Now there are seasons. Oh, you have mature flax. That's awesome. There are seasons, and as we progress in the seasons, winter is much obviously harder to survive than you know, like lovely summer. You know, you'll have to deal with low foraging. You'll have to deal with resource scarcities and the cold and all that. So. It's another thing to be prepared for. So, the good news is I did just find flaxseed. Flaxseed is very, very, very necessary in order to make in order to make linen. So that's good. I can plant this at some point. Now, part of me wants to just, like, collect these reeds, but I just want to get the copper and get back home. Oh, there's a ruin here. So I'm not even going to bother harvesting reeds for any reason. Oh, mature spelt. I will take that, too. Running out of room, though. So I think what I'm going to do, it hurts me to do it a little bit, but I'm going to eat the raw flax grain, because I'm really hungry. And I'm going to eat the raw spelt as well. Just because I don't have inventory space for it. Hold on to the seeds, and that will fulfill my satiety a little bit and free up inventory space. All right, copper. Here we come. Becoming daytime, so it'll be a little easier spot. I'm going to merge my torches together so they take up less space. And I only really want like what, 15 copper, and then I'll be running home and avoiding all the bears. Yeah, raw grain really does not fulfill your nutrition stats much at all. It's very undigestible for the player by design. So it's not useful to me. It was more just I wanted to free up my inventory space, and it doesn't make sense to throw the grain on the ground because I can get a little bit of nutrients from eating it raw. But you can also feed raw grain, like animal husbandry-wise, you can feed raw grain to animals and things like that, too. They can make a little bit better use of it than the player can. Although I don't think I'd do that. I think I'd find inedibles to feed animals. Things that I don't use, that they would. And animal husbandry will give you wools and dairy and for cheese and things. You know, there's a lot of uses to ranch animals. Alright, hunt for copper. I was not very thorough when I came here. I just did a really quick pass because I only needed a little bit. So there should be still plenty of copper to find here. I hope. I pray. Let's get some height. See if we can't spot it from above. Can you tame wolves? Yeah, you can tame wolves. I don't know how, but I know it's possible. I think you have to find like a cub, I'd imagine. I don't know. Someone that knows better than I can answer you on that one. Come on, copper bits. I don't want to pan for it. Well, I didn't really make a lot of progress on the eastern half of this claystone gravel field, so I'll traverse it and see if I can get lucky. Full domestication takes 10 generations, so it's a very long process. Good to know. Oh, we have red wine caps. Good. I was hungry. Yeah, there's some processes in this game that take so long that endeavoring on them, given that this series is reliant upon week by week voting, is like hard to do. Like fruit tree grafting or animal taming, or you know. So I can start on it, but it's one of those things that will only yield the fruit of the labors after an incredible amount of time spent. So it's one of those things that like I wouldn't bank upon seeing from my content unless this gets voted on time and time and time again. Because there's a lot of stuff in this game that can't be speedrun, like taming animals or making steel. Takes in a lot of invested time. All right, come on, Copper. You're killing me now, game. You murdered me with a bear in the dead of night, and now you're being really really cheap with the copper here. What other fields are around? Not much. I could go east to this area, but I wouldn't. The amount of time taking to travel there would be obviously better spent just like more thoroughly searching here instead. If you guys happen to see any of the nice shiny glowy bits, let me know. More eyes is better than just mine too. But everything I'm spotting right now is like flint or sandstone. Claystone. I will stop with for resin. I'm going to have to make some choices if I continue looting about whether or not to make myself some hand baskets or throw some things out because I'm out of storage space. Yeah, copper is hard to spot here because it blends in better with claystone, whereas the... Oh, I think I had a gravel fall. Yep, collapsed. Whereas like on granite sand, which is like white sand, it stands out like a sore thumb. But laws of averages, if we zoom in on where I am, you can see I found a bunch here, so I feel like I'm just not seeing it, like I'm overlooking it. Oh, that's a bear. At least in this open field, I have a chance of running away a lot better. Oh, we have some quartz there. I'm gonna move away from the bear. I'm getting a decent amount of resin doing this. So resin's one of those, it's useful for like later on in higher tech things. Oh, there's a merchant here too. Make him fight the bear. Treasure hunter. He wants to buy rice bread. Hi, okay. I guess I'll mark him down. His wagon is a little bit harder to spot. I'll make these white. A little bit harder to spot in the clay gravel, whereas like elsewhere they stand out like a sore thumb. If you zoom in enough, you can just spot them on the map on the horizon. Like there's one here, for instance. You can see the wooden wagon from, let's call it satellite view. But it would be very easy to overlook his specific because it blends in so well. Well, I wish the goal was resin hunting because I'm very successfully hunting resin. I'm very unsuccessfully hunting copper. Dear Lord. I'm gonna run out of food again just looking for it. I'll spend another maybe like 10 minutes here and then either head back to the granite fields that I was having luck in or get to novel granite fields or just pan for the remainder. Because it's really, I think I would only need a pan for like 3 or something. I forget exactly whether it was like 32 or 33 copper that I had back home. But I was pretty close to goal. Oh, here we go. Oh, finally. Jesus. All right, where am I? And the yield pile here was pretty good. I got an entire tool's worth of copper. Well, I had 5 on me, but I got 75% of a tool's worth of copper just from this one little spot. All right, let's make our way home as safely as I can. avoiding bears and wolves and everything else that wants to chew on me. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, which originally streamed live on Twitch November 2nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But please keep in mind that I'm relatively new to the game, and I'm playing at my own pace and don't really need endgame spoilers. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs,